let me tell you why I love my Samsung QN90A NEO QLED Mini LED TV and why I think you will too. Hi everyone and welcome to Viktors Reality. Today I'm going to be telling you why I love the Samsung QN90A NEO QLED Mini LED TV and my thoughts and opinions so far on this amazing television, and try to explain to you what I've been seeing in SDR and HDR so you can make an awesome buying decision, because nobody likes wasting their money and nobody wants to return anything. So let's get into it. Now I'm coming from a Sony X850C 55 and 65 inch and a Samsung 55 inch Q70R. Those were my two, I would say, recent-ish premium TVs, and now I have here the Samsung QN90A NEO QLED Mini LED TV. I wanted the mini LED technology, as why not? It's a new technology, I want to experience it. This TV has an amazing vibrancy, has an amazing amount of saturation that all your images from games to movies to TV will make you say wow at everything, and you're going to want to buy everything in HDR to experience all your content all over again. That's how beautiful and awesome this picture looks. And the reason why I chose this QN90A over the C1, as I love brightness power. I don't want no ABL kicking in. Automatic brightness limiter, which lowers the brightness when everything in full screen is white or white-ish. Example, hockey. I love hockey, and at a sub 150 nits at full screen, it's ridiculous, and I'm not gonna pay no 1500 to get 150 nits. My cheapest monitor can handle 300 nits. I'm not gonna go lower than that. I don't care how much contrast you give me. Contrast is pointless to me if you can't get bright enough to show the difference between light and dark. It's just ridiculous. Again, that's my opinion. OLED is beautiful, and it is an amazing piece of technology, as each pixel can shut off individually. It's just not ready. It's not anywhere near ready for what I need it for. So OLED will have to wait for another year once they get brighter. I'm hoping 300 to 400 nits full screen. That's when I would jump on board. Plus, all TVs, the LG C1 and the Sony OLEDs, do not have a Game Motion Plus feature, a software feature that I need for my specific gaming. Now this is an SDR, and I'm playing here on the Xbox Series X, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now this is a perfect game to showcase because this game has vibrant colors, and with the saturation of this TV, it makes everything pop. The mini LEDs on this TV make this TV have so much contrast that you can tell the difference versus other TVs out on the market today. And I would recommend to you, before you make a buying decision, is go to Rtings.com so you can see all the info and stats on this TV, and you can compare it actually to other TVs also. The only thing just to keep in mind is that at Rtings.com, they do their calibration and testing to their preferences. They don't necessarily put it on dynamic, put it full blast brightness and contrast, and that's what I do here on the channel. I prefer vibrant, contrasty, blow my eyes out imagery compared to a calibrated grandpa, I feel sophisticated and I'm gonna dim my TV down to 100 nits calibration. I don't do it that way. I like to set the image as I'm watching in IMAX party mode, blow my eyes out, let's have fun. That's the whole point I'm watching TV, is to have fun and an amazing experience while I'm watching Star Wars, Netflix, Xbox gaming, PlayStation gaming. Even when I listen to my creepypastas or the Icebox Radio Theater on YouTube, I do all that on this TV. And it also has awesome speakers to be able to do that. But the imagery here, the display is amazing. And I know there is a whole battle with OLED versus QLED, premium brands versus mid-tier brands. I've seen the biased influencers out there, but I can only show you what I get, and I wouldn't tell you something that's trash. I wouldn't show you something that's that, because the whole point of the channel is for you to have fun and make an awesome buying decision. And I can tell you for a fact, I do not regret buying the Samsung QN90A NEO QLED Mini LED TV. This is at 55 inches. The higher you go, the more dimming zones you get. When I usually play, I leave everything on HDR. I don't have to change it. It's so bright, everything just pops, all the imagery just pops. But this specific video is an SDR, as I wanted to show you that the SDR image looks like HDR, meaning it is super bright and everything just pops on the screen. And like I said before, the audio is sufficient. Yes, you do need a soundbar or a home theater setup, but it gets the job done versus those cheaper brands out there. There is no ghosting, there is no trailing, everything is crystal clear on this TV. at 4K, and even 1080p content does look amazing, as if you check the playlist, I have so many games and applications that you will be able to see for yourself so you can make an awesome buying decision. And if you have any questions or comments, or you want to see something specifically on this TV, just leave a comment down below and I will get to it as soon as possible. The Game Motion Plus on this TV is amazing. That is a feature I needed specifically, and that's why I bought this specific brand of TV. If you're worried about blooming, you don't have to worry about that. There is no blooming. There is no 1 second delay in transitioning. Everything is beautiful on this TV. And the Game Motion Plus, that's specifically why I bought this TV, is for the Game Motion Plus. When I play my 4K 60Hz gaming, it technically doubles the frames and it looks crystal clear, no stutter, no judder. Of course, if you set it up correctly, everything looks smooth. It just looks like I'm playing 4K at 120 Hz, but of course it's not natural native 120 Hz, but you do keep the crystal fidelity of the 4K, while if you use some kind of boost mode on the Xbox Series X, the 4K image turns into 1080p at 120 Hz. While on the TV, you get to retain the 4K at 60 Hz, but it doubles it to technically 120 Hz according to software. But it looks beautiful, it looks clear. I can tell the difference because there is no judder or stutter when you enable Game Motion Plus on. And again, that's what I needed, that's what I wanted. It makes all my Xbox 360 games look super smooth, and that is a feature that I believe many, if you love 4K 120 Hz, if you're a PC gamer and you love your 120 Hz and beyond, the Game Motion Plus is a must if you're going to be playing consoles on this TV. I just don't see why you would not play with Game Motion Plus on if you want a faster, smoother experience. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% natural. Of course, it is not. It's software based, so you may get some stutter here and there as the TV is trying to create that image, but I have not had a problem with that at all. And everything that I show on this channel is with Game Motion Plus on. Either it being in game mode or out of game mode, everything has that smooth motion on, so everything is crystal clear. Again, that's the way I like playing, and that's what I want to be showing and make a point of it. I don't see anyone talking about Game Motion Plus. Well, not that many. And also the big channels out there say to remove it. They're not doing this TV justice because that feature alone is for gamers. But again, until you actually see it in person and you actually use it for a while and then you go on and turn it off, you would notice it immediately and you're gonna be like, hey, I want that feature. And the cool thing is Samsung's line of TVs are the only ones that have that feature, that software gaming feature that no other TV can produce. Just go to Rtings.com and you can see what I'm talking about with the input lag. Samsung destroys every single TV maker out there currently today with Game Motion Plus on. Now, if you remove Game Motion Plus, this TV compares very competitively versus the LG OLEDs and other brands. They're into the sub 10 millisecond in input lag, so I would say they're all the same, more or less. And again, you can see all that information at Rtings.com if you want to see the hard numbers. But as you can see, the saturation on this TV, the beautiful display, the speed of the display, it's the closest thing you'll get to OLED as possible currently on the market today. Of course, this is a mini LED TV. It's not OLED where each pixel can turn on and off individually, but for my liking, it doesn't get bright enough, and that's why I'm showing this image here, how bright and vivid the image looks. But many more videos coming out in the future showing you all the differences of this TV. I really do like this mini OLED TV. It just makes everything more contrasty. It feels like everything is popping. It's not a night and day difference versus a top tier LED TV from last year's, either Samsung or Sony or whoever. You can tell and notice. And again, if you need those hard numbers, go to Rtings.com, and if you do a side-by-side, this TV will win. But it's not night and day, but it's very close to it. And if you're gonna buy a TV, these prices are dropping. So I would say this TV, easy, $1,500. I bought it for more, of course, as I couldn't wait for a TV. I needed something to play earlier in the year, and it can only drop even further for the holidays. So this is an amazing deal, an amazing buy at $1,500 or lower. It does have only one HDMI 2.1 port that can do HDR at 4K 120 Hz, while the other ports can do 4K 120 Hz, but in SDR. So if you didn't know that, that is what happens. You can see my community post as I have posted that, and the findings here is that the first 3 ports on this TV can do 4K 120 Hz, but you cannot play in HDR, while port 4, which is the game HDMI 2.1 port, can do 4K 120 Hz with HDR on. So you're not missing out The only thing you're missing out is the HDR, but again, this TV is so powerful, but Samsung should have put all 4 ports to have the HDMI 2.1 so we can get that HDR feature, but it's not like you can't do it, which earlier in the year, I think that was a miscommunication by Samsung. They just said one HDMI 2.1 port and everyone thinks, well, only one port can do 4K 120, but that is not the case. All 4 ports can do 4K 120. Port 4 can only do it with HDR on. So that's just something so you guys know. But again, this is just me giving you my opinion on this TV. I'm happy with it. I love it. I do not regret buying it. Can't wait to see how Samsung takes this mini LED technology and it further improves it next year with many more zones and even brighter imagery, as I believe the more zones you get, the brighter the image can get. But this is already really good in brightness. I have no complaints. When I watched HDR, sometimes I gotta squint my eyes. That's how bright it is. Even in SDR, sometimes I have to lower the brightness in SDR because it's just too bright. The definition is still there. I mean, it's not a 100% calibrated image, but what's a calibrated image? Everyone always talks about calibrated imagery. The majority of people out there don't calibrate their TVs. This has an amazing out-of-box experience. And if you want a party TV, if you want a TV bright enough for a living room with lots of windows, lots of light, this is an amazing TV, especially in a night or dark room. I get this comment so many times. Is this TV good in a dark room? I've heard many reports say that this TV is bad in a dark room. I don't know who would say that because the image is so bright and the blacks are so inky because of this mini LED technology. Star Wars looks amazing on this. Forget about the, oh, I can't see the stars. That's ridiculous. Star Wars looks amazing on this. Xbox looks amazing. I'm telling you, I need to buy my movies in HDR again in 4K just to experience how beautiful HDR looks. Finally, I can experience it here on this TV with the Samsung QN90A, as my previous Q70R from Samsung just did not have the brightness power in HDR for me to even enable it and leave it on all the time. I couldn't do it because I love blow my eyes out with power, with contrast, with brightness, and I want to have fun when I watch my TV. So I hope this video just gave you a little bit of gameplay of this vibrant image and gave you some of my opinion on how I love this TV. I really do love it, and I think you will too. Buy it at an awesome price and you will not be disappointed, and you're going to want to play and watch all your awesome HDR content all over again. So friends, if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on the future Samsung QN90A NEO QLED Mini LED TV. And don't forget to check out my playlist of this TV among other monitors to help you make an awesome buying decision. I'll see you guys next time.